Hi there, this is Sid Meier's Civilization 5. This is going to be a short guide from a player who's played almost 1,000 hours. Not any good at it, but a few steps on what I like to do at the start. This is mostly for some of my friends who are interested in starting this game, get a big game going.
Can you give me a foot massage?
Get the fuck out of here! I'm not giving you a foot massage!
Why?
I'm not giving you a foot massage either.
I'm just going to go over the basics and then hopefully this will help anyone who watches this. So we're going to do single player. This is all the DLC, no mods, set up a game, and we're just going to randomize.
You shouldn't have done that!
We're just going to play it as it is. We'll just do easy.
All hail the transcendent King Gustavus Adolphus.
So we've got Gustavus Adolphus. So it gives you a description about them, and then it tells you their special ability. So you gain 90% influence with the Great Person gift to a city-state. So Great Persons are people that will randomly, well not randomly, but they will be spawned in your city once you reach certain specifications, and they can be engineers, warriors, admirals, different types of specialities, and also city-states are spotted around the map, and you can ally with them or you can take them over. This is the two troops. They're special to your country. If you hover over them, it tells you the cost, move, strength. When you're settling, it's okay to kind of just settle exactly where you stand.
Don't move!
Not moving!
Shh, not moving.
Where you start is kind of just a base, you know. You can later on choose to move to a hill to give you more defense in late game, but normally you're fine to just go exactly where you are, especially if you're on a river. That's completely fine. So we're going to click this button to found the city, and then you can use your warrior. At this point you can't attack anyone really, so you just want to use it to explore the surrounding area, get rid of this fog of war. If you click on your city, it'll let you purchase or choose. At this point you've not got enough to purchase anything, so you want to choose production. Now you can't click a settler until you've got at least 2 citizens. We've only got 1 at the moment, and it'll be 8 turns before we get 2. So we want to build something. Worker, too early for that, it'll take far too long. Scout, you can go for a scout if you want. It helps you discover the area. Personally I like to build the monument first. And down here, this is a helpful thing. This is show production queue. If you click that, it allows you to add a queue. So that means not too necessary early game, but later game, you know, you can put scout and worker, and as soon as monument finishes, it'll build your scout. It's very useful for time management, micromanagement sort of stuff. So obviously you then choose research. Now the huge tech tree, it looks complicated to start with, but it's quite easy. So if you look at us here, we've got hill, we've got pigs, cattle, and bananas. And you hover over it, it'll tell you if you can use it. So bananas, it doesn't let us see bananas, but you need a calendar for bananas. Cattle, animal husbandry, and truffles is trapping. So you can see exactly what they are. So animal husbandry would allow us to get the cattle, calendar, the bananas, and trapping, the truffles. Obviously with pottery you can build a granary and a shrine. That's one I normally go with, unless I've got a start that's really geared towards one of the other 2. Other 3, sorry. Archery's not really that important early on. Mining is if you've got like heaps of diamonds and iron and stuff that you want to go down that lane for first, or depending on what civ you go with, once you know what they do. My thing is pottery. I like to go pottery. It gets you into this one, which is really useful. So next turn, go to your second turn. At this point, you're just going to keep exploring. You can try to find ancient ruins, which are kind of just randomly around the map. But you also want to try and find a place to settle your second city. So once you get to citizen level 2, you're going to start with settler. Now you can either get settler through the policies or through building one. Now building one can sometimes be 1 or 2 turns quicker, which can be vital when you're playing against other people. But if you're not too close to people, you can normally just go through this one to get settler through liberty. So traditional is for small empires. If you hover over, everything in this game hovers over, and it'll give you a description about it. And you can turn on advisor councils, and they're very good. They will tell you exactly what's going on. People who know what's happening probably don't use them that much because the information is not always the greatest, but for people starting out, it's quite good. So we're going to keep exploring. Obviously, certain troops only get a certain amount of movement. See here that we can move 1 tile. 1 movement, not 1 tile, sorry. And it's usually just a few. If you go over a river or up a hill, it counts as more. So as you've got salt, sheep, more sheep. These little units, I've not explained that yet. So there's apples, which represent food, a hammer, which represents production, and gold, which obviously represents gold. I would say early game you want to get a good balance of apples and production. Gold, if you can get gold, gold's good, but gold isn't too important until later game. About turn 20-ish, you want to make sure you're getting some gold. So like truffles, once you research things, you can put a lot of farm down and start mining that. But you want to get apples so you can grow, and production so you can build things. So if I go into here and click citizen management, it'll give you a breakdown. So food, we got 2, right? Because we only got 1 citizen, so we only work the base tile, which is the city, and then 1 other tile. So you can get 2 citizens, you'll then work another 1. So we're getting 2. You got base production, 4 for the city. It only shows up as 1, but it counts for 4. So you can see production, your food, your production, your gold, science, faith, tourism, culture. Now culture is your policy, faith is your faith. Obviously once you've done pottery, you can build a shrine, but we'll get to that later. Tourism is later on in the game, so we'll explain that in a different episode. In science is how fast you can research stuff. So we're currently researching pottery. If you have higher science, you research it faster. This unit needs orders, so it never lets you end the turn without doing everything you need to do. At the moment, I think this is a 2v2, so we're going to have a lot of room for doing stuff, compared to a game where you have maybe 10 or 12 people. You can always check the size of the map, so it's a dual, it's Pangea. Standard. Right, so we're both on the same continent, so we'll eventually run into them and have to wipe them out. Or, well, not necessarily, but it helps. So this here is the ancient rooms that I mentioned earlier. When you find them, if you go onto them, you get a random thing. So discovered in the ruins are the secrets of an advanced technology. So we just discovered writing, which is up here. So that is just giving us that. If you pick certain people like the Shoshone, you get to choose what upgrade you get. But for everyone else, it's just random. Writing is good. I wouldn't go for it in a duel because it's more for diplomacy, writing to other nations, making alliances. So it's good if there's a lot of people, but if it's just 2 of you, I'd focus more on, maybe this side, getting like better troops, or calendar, which I'm gonna go for next, so we can. I know the bananas up there, but we'll eventually get up there. Yeah. Works began on a scout, so that's the queue coming into play there. Let's go for granary and library and then shrine. In most games you'd have to worry about religion. So you need 10 to create a pantheon, which is like a belief. And then once you have enough points, you can make it a religion. In normal games, when there's 10 people, only a certain amount, it's normally 5 people who create a religion. But in a duel, it's not really that much of a problem. Probably shouldn't have randomized it. Probably should have made it so there was more people, but it's fine. So this here that we just found is called a city state. So when you first meet them, you get gold. So we got 30 gold for being the first to find them.
Enemy spotted.
Or from the start, you later discover these as you move through the eras. So tradition, it says best for small empires, liberty best for big empires, honor is for troops for fighting, it makes you better, piety is for faith. So if you want to go from faith, you pick piety. You want to go to war, you pick honor. You don't have to. I don't normally pick honor unless I play like Songhae or the Huns. Liberty, if you want to get another city up and running, that's what that one there does. But for this one, we're going to go Liberty. We'll go Liberty because the maps, we want to build lots of cities so we can defeat our opponents. These guys are barbarians, so this is their base. You need to clear out the base, but to clear out the base, it needs to be empty. So we'd have to destroy these guys, but obviously we can't fight them without them coming in to attack us. So we could attack them. It tells you down at the bottom left that we get a minor victory. That would be good, but then we would be attacked by the ones we're attacking and the ones in the base. And the ones in the base will get a fortification bonus, so we will get heavily attacked. So at the moment, we're just going to leave them because that's a losing battle. They're not too near our city, so it's okay. In this case, you could build another warrior, but we're going to hold off and research archery next. Get a few archers because I like to put them on hills because they get a hill bonus. And just kind of use them to keep them away until we're strong enough to go and wipe them out. If you do wipe them out, you can get some gold as a bonus. So it's good early game if you can find it early enough before they've spawned another collective. But we're just going to go back down here. Found another city state. What was this? So it's good to just kind of get an idea of where you are in the world. Who's next to you? More barbarians. Great. They've been attacked, so they've either attacked the city state or my opponent's over there, and he's attacked them, or she's attacked them. Obviously at this point, no idea who my opponent is. But we will soon find out. So we've just built a scout. Now with a scout, you can either manually decide where they go, or you can go down here, click additional actions, and hit explore automated. And what that will do is it will make it go and explore every available section of the map. So you can do that, and then you don't have to worry about it. That's what I like to do, especially early game. The same can be done for workers. You can do that exact same thing, and it will just automate upgrades and abilities. So when you first start and you don't want to get too overwhelmed, you can pop that on. We're gonna come down here and explore a little bit this one because we know there's two things. We know bandits over there. We see Bucharest, more 30 gold, nice. We're building a worker, so he'll be able to come and get the truffles because we've done trapping. I don't remember doing trapping, but we've not done trapping. It's because there's a troop there. Yeah, we can't do it. Okay. So this gives you a worker. So we're not going to do that because we're building a worker. We'll do that later. Do this, build the production. So this will help us build things quicker. These mountains, now you can't go over mountains. You can go over hills, but mountains are no-go. Those guys are very close. Now, the city can fire at people. So it's like an extra attack. It's not the strongest, but it's a range. So it helps. We're gonna have to go back and just make sure they don't do too much damage. This isn't a great start because it's 2 against 2. No, sorry, 1 against 1. There's less people for the bandits to annoy. So it's all kind of directed at our city. I said I was going to do archery, so we'll do archery. Hopefully they'll pick up that and run away. And we'll go over here. Fire again. They're not going to attack. They might come in and ruin a tile, but we haven't got any improvements, so it's not too big of a deal at the moment. It's more just annoying. More ancient runes. So at the start of the game, you kind of just want to explore about, try and find as many ancient runes as you can, just to give you a little head start against your opponents. I skipped that.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy. Come get some.
I shouldn't have skipped it. I probably should have described what that was, but I'll do it next time. Yeah. More barbarians. They're on their own, so we could technically get on that hill. They're in tundra forest. I'm just gonna get that, and then if they attack me, they attack me. So now we're playing. This will be the last thing I do before I end this episode. I'm gonna settle a new city. So this gives us a settler. Now a great thing about Civ is that when you're settling, you get these little yellow icons. Now these are recommendations on where you should build this city, and it will tell you why. So up here it says, location provides good access to luxury resources, which when improved will improve the happiness of the empire. Now your happiness is up here. So for your happiness, it's broken up into happiness and unhappiness. Now you want to be in the positives, because if you're in the negatives, it reduces your growth of your citizens and it reduces your production. So you grow slower and you produce things slower. It's not a good time. So you want to stay in the positives. Now, having too many people, that can attribute to unhappiness. Now, you want to make sure that for the amount of people you have, you've got good resources and you've got policies that help in improve that happiness. So these are all about happiness. Sometimes you'll get ones that say like there's lots of hills, so it'd be good for producing armies, but this is mostly just for like these things. These things will make you happy. So once we've got, you see, travels, once we get trapping and build a thing there, that'll give us +4. Now most places you can only get +4 once. These unfortunately don't give you anything, but salt does. So we're gonna go down here and just build one here, because if we go up there, we're just gonna get peppered by the bandits. So we'll wait until then later to go up there. Thankfully we're in a 1v1, so they're over here somewhere. We've kind of determined that this is this edge of the map, so they're not gonna come and swoop in and steal this. If there was more people, you'd probably just go, that's the better spot, so we're gonna go there. This is a good spot as well. Choosing research, we're gonna go animal husbandry. We've already researched the calendar, so wheat can already be done.
Damn, boy, he's thick! Boy, that's a thick ass boy!
So this is the Gajah, who is Indonesia. This is our opponent. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be an opponent. You can win this game through many different ways. I will explain in the next episode. But this is the screen for interacting with Indonesia. So you can either declare war, a bit early for that. You can trade. So this is our stuff, this is theirs. So say we want to accept embassies. This will basically show where they are on the map, but it will also show them where we are. So we'll get to see their capital doing to this. You can demand. Doesn't normally go too well unless you're much more powerful than them and dislike them already. So I could demand 3 gold per turn. They will go no at this point, but you can also discuss. So you could, if there's more people, you can team up, declare against, a common enemy. Sorry. You can probably denounce them. So just say that you don't like them if they've done something bad to you. Maybe they settled a city right next to you, and you're unhappy. You can denounce them, and that'll tell other people they're not to be trusted. But just be warned that they can do the same to you. Make a declaration of friendship. So that means you can't declare war against each other for a certain amount of time, which is quite useful, especially if you're, next to 2 cities. You can declare friendship with one and then attack the other, and then you can say, "Don't sell new cities near us." A lot of the time, when I say this to them, they they say no. I've yet to have a positive response to that question. Right, so everything's just kind of popping up at the moment. Quickly, we'll just go over pantheons. So when you get a pantheon, you get to do this. You get to pick one of these many options. Now, depending on your city, you'll pick one of these. So here we got desert, we got plains, we got river, we got truffles, cattle. So this isn't that useful because we've not got any city connections at the moment. We've not got any camps, no wine, no incense, so there's no point picking these. You could pick this one that makes your city's attack 30% stronger. That's quite useful. You could pick that, especially if there's a big river, but I mean, this is not the biggest river, so that's only going to give us like 2, maybe 3. But really, you could get like 10. If there's heaps of rivers, that'd be a good one for there. Faster border growth, natural wonders. We've not got any of them. I've not found any. I think what we're gonna go for is Monument of the Gods. So this helps production towards these things, wonders. So the Great Library, Stonehenge, Temple of Artemis. There can only ever be one created in the world, so you've got to be first to create it, and this gives you a 15% bonus to creating them. Now these things give you the same as what the library does, but it's better. It gives you 1 free technology, and it gives you +3 science instead of +1, so it gives you a benefit for dedicating the time to building something that takes so much longer. I mean, it's 33 to 15, it's more than double. But we'll stop there. I said I'd sell, so I'll actually sell quickly. Now, this could actually be terrible because there's a barbarian within moving distance of my settler.
Oh God, please, no! 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 No!
Don't do that. That is not a good thing to do. Oh God. This is maybe a guide on what not to do. Jesus. Yeah. We're gonna automate the worker. Lord. Right. So you promote a unit. You can either heal instantly. This is good when you're like fighting a battle and you need that bit of extra health. But we won the battle, so we're gonna go for an upgrade. Drill 1 increases in rough, so when you're fighting in a hill or a forest or jungle, you get an improvement. Where shock isn't open, so when you're in your flat lands, you're a bit stronger. There's a lot of forest around here, so I'm gonna go for that. Now, I am gonna just stop episode 1 here. And I will see you in episode 2 where we try and fix this mess. Goodbye.